Since it came into being over 3 decades ago, the Challenge Tour has helped produce no less than 150 European Tour winners, 31 Ryder Cup stars and 7 major champions. Perhaps duly inspired, Frenchman Robin Roussel was flying in the embryonic weeks of the new season.
I don't know how many, but I think there is many players that will keep the card from the last graduation. Robert McIntyre, which is doing amazingly good, Victor Perez too, so it gives us, I think, a lot of confidence, and it shows that wherever you finish inside the top 15, you can succeed the year after.
The road to Mallorca continued in the Czech Republic as the Challenge Tour circus rolled into the country's second biggest city, Brno. And Robin remained solid as a rock to finish tied 12th.
That was huge because I don't really know how many points that is, but it's a lot, and yeah, it gets me a lot of confidence and some play, to keep going.
Playing on the Challenge Tour for a third season, Poland's Adrian Maronk, a fine par save on the last to confirm third spot. Portugal's Ricardo Santos was among those trying to work their way back onto the main tour. 3 back-9 bogeys dented his victory chances, but he still claimed second place. But no one could deny Ross McGowan with his third Challenge Tour win, 12 years after his second. Next up, Switzerland, where Czech Republic runner-up Santos peaked again, face-to-face with another veteran campaigner come Sunday.
Fortunate enough, I was playing with Ricardo, so you can kind of keep an eye on him, and I think we both came out the blocks as hot as anything. I think I birdied the first 3, and then he birdies the first 4, and then I birdie 5. So yeah, we were just kind of trading blows the whole time, and if you're 2 off the lead going into the last round, shoot 5 under. I'm not saying that you should win, but if a guy happens to shoot 6 under and beat you, then you just got to say, well done. That's all you can do.
And Santos has done it, finishing 1 clear of Richard Bland.
I always go home. In Europe, I always go home. However long at home you have, whether it's a day or half a day, it presses the reset button for me. And it's always been like that.
Another quick turnaround saw Richard repack his bags for the short hop across the channel for one of the season's toughest tests in northern France.
I've got a really good record around there. I think I've finished second twice. I think I've finished third twice. It's quite interesting to kind of listen to the guys that go, I don't know why I'm going or what have you, and I just kind of listen to it and go, right, that's fine, that's great. It's kind of like another guy I don't really have to worry about.
I know a lot of people go to Santomera and think, oh, this is tricky, you get a lot of bad breaks, and I think I just embrace Santomera.
In May in this area, it's always like windy, rainy and cold, so I knew it would be tough anyway, so it's one of the toughest in the season.
True to form, Santomera bared its teeth. Through 54 holes, only 20 players were under par. Out front, by a single shot, Dan Housing. The Dutchman's lead was fragile, though, with the tour's wily, in-form players like Bland and Roussel lurking with intent.
Honestly, at the start, I didn't feel that much pressure. The more Richard was coming close to me, the more I felt the pressure, and the more my shots started to be like a little bit right, a little bit left.
This is starting to look like it's between Bland and Roussel. Frenchman doesn't need any more missed putts, that's for sure. Cormac Sharvin trying to stay in touch.
I think weeks like that, you don't need to blow it out of the park. If you play really smart on a week like that, I think that you're going to be up there towards the end of the week.
We were just kind of trading birdies left, right and centre, and then I hold a bomb on 9 for eagle. I think to get 1 behind, and I think we were like 5 clear of third, so you basically know, right, this is a 2-horse race.
Bland would soon catch Roussel with another birdie at the 13th, but this was for par at 16, a drop shot. It saw him slip 1 behind with 2 to play.
It's when I missed the putt on the 16, like 1, maybe 2 meters, even not. Yeah, I don't know. I felt the huge pressure on the shoulders. You know, like you just have to go 2 more holes and it's done.
On French soil, it's a French victory as Robin Roussel collects his first Challenge Tour title.
I can remember when I just tap it in, I'm like, okay, now you did it, and now you can do it again.
The Costa del Sol was next port of call in late June for the innovative Match Play 9. The French contingent still in full flow, Robin Skio-Sigrist picking up 3rd place. The final pitched another Frenchman, Hugo Cousseau, with Erik Tage Hansen. It would go the Norwegians' way. As we said adios to Spain, it was a case of ciao to Italy and a €300,000 prize fund, a big attraction in the race to edge closer to a priceless top 15 rankings position. Frenchman Antoine Rosner had created a healthy lead over the opening rounds, but failure to capitalise on Sunday saw the tournament open up. Chief beneficiary was Matthew Jordan, the Englishman with 3 consecutive birdies as he flew out of the blocks on the final day.
The first few putts that I held to start with, so I held 80-foot putts worth in the first 3 holes, and then just playing good up until I think 17 and holding about a 12-foot putt, 11-foot putt for par there to probably remain 1 ahead.
Well, home fans may still see an Italian champion today. Lorenzo Scalise has a putt to set the clubhouse lead at 17 under. Gutsy stuff.
Minutes later, Jordan with this for the title. So a playoff would settle it. Off they went to the par 3 16th. Scalise first up on the tee. Sadly, it was waterbound for the Italian, handing the initiative to the Englishman.
There's points where you think you've got a good chance, but you never let yourself actually believe it until it actually happens.
This for the win for Jordan. And he is your champion.
Italy changed the whole perspective of my year, really, from just trying to get status to looking towards top 15. Although it's great, I've still got in the back of my mind kind of objectives and things that I want to carry out now to maintain it and do well.
As the campaign wound on, through Austria and on to Slovakia, opportunity knocked for Rhys Enoch. On to France and Normandy, where at Le Vaudreuil Golf Challenge, no fewer than 5 Englishmen were challenging in the top 10 by Saturday night. One of them, Richard Bland, shot a 68 to post the clubhouse target at 10 under par. But bridesmaid here in 2018, this time Stephen Tiley was centre of attention. Next up, Austria and the picturesque Ramsau region, where golf club Adam Stahl was playing host to the Joram Bank Open and where Callum Hill, for one, was optimistic.
I started hitting it quite nice probably a month before, but I was still being stupid with regards to playing golf. I was making silly mistakes and wasn't scoring well. First 2 rounds were decent. 3rd round was a little scrapey, but the score was decent. Seem to do quite well when I have family and friends watching, so I think with them there probably was an extra bit of help for me just to score well and play well.
With 3 sub-70 rounds, last year's Northern Ireland Open champion was looking down on Pontus Widergren and Matt Ford.
Yeah, it was a quick start from both of them, and I didn't have a cushion which I had at the start of the day, so it was more of just knuckling down, and I think the person who makes the least errors that day is going to turn out on top.
As they both stalled, Hill would maintain his momentum and gain a further 3 birdies over the remaining holes.
Well, it's a fairly comfortable victory in the end for Callum Hill, who wins the Joram Bank Open by 4 shots and becomes the 2nd Scottish winner on the road to Mallorca this season.
A trend which continued. After a week's break back at home, he headed to Viramäki in Finland, in high spirits.
It was nice to play well again and continue the streak. I wasn't feeling as though throughout the whole week that I would be in a position to win the golf tournament. However, coming down the stretch in the last 9 holes of the final round, I was definitely in there. A nice confidence booster.
Hill eventually came home third, but it was Portugal's José Felipe Lima who would top the podium in Finland. On to our next North Atlantic treat, and a short flight west to the Kingdom of Denmark. This event crowned a home winner 12 months ago, when JB Hansen lifted the coveted silver dish. So, who would follow in his footsteps?
I started well, but not to the stage that I would be considering winning the golf tournament, because I think I was quite a bit back after 2 rounds, even though I'd played decent. And then Saturday, I played well and shot 8 under, and then the weather on Sunday was just dreadful. The way the golf course sets up, I think I just had to go out with a try and have the best score in the day. If you did that, then you had a chance at winning the golf tournament.
First and third in his last 2 starts, Callum Hill was on a roll. He also made birdie at the opening 2 holes of the final day as he pursued a second win of the season.
I had to knuckle down. Seeing my position with 9 holes to go, it was I knew what I had to do.
Well, he just needs to get up and down here at 18 to secure a second win in 3 starts, Callum Hill, and that will do nicely for the Scot.
I know you can't expect to win every weekend, but I think that's the mindset I try to go in with every week, is trying to win a golf tournament, because if not, what's the point in being there? And then have the results that turned out that way, it was good confidence boost.
So, after 14 weeks at number 1, Antoine Rosner replaced by a Scot in a rich vein of form. With 10 tournaments left, the battle for top spot is well and truly joined.